One of the biggest problems that I see a lot of wholesalers have is after they get the deal under the contract, they don't have a buyer in place in order to flip the contract to. So they're struggling to find that cash buyer and they haven't really built a buyer's list, so they can't really market the deal that way. So what do you do at that point? Hey, what is going on, everyone? Devin up here with another video, and I'm going to be diving into my computer in just one second. And today I'm going to be talking with you guys about how to market your wholesale deal after you've gotten it under contract. And so before I jump into that, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, as every day I'm producing content for real estate wholesalers, investors, entrepreneurs, and a lot of other stuff in between. So if you want to subscribe, you should go grab that. And like always, if you enjoyed today's video, please drop a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Pushes out my content a little bit more on YouTube. More people can watch my content. More people can learn. So hit that thumbs up button right down below. And so today, like I said, I'm going to be talking about how to market your deal as a real estate wholesaler. And so essentially, it breaks down to just 5 different ways that I personally market it. And so we're going to be diving into my computer, and I'm going to show you guys everything inside of there. And so before I hop into that, I just wanted to say, lately I've been working a lot. Like, I've been having some 24-hour days where I stay up all night just working out, grinding out a lot of work. And I just wanted to provide some advice if you are trying to work your butt off and try to do a lot of things. Is I'm trying to just set myself up so that way if I do end up going back to college, I won't have to work as hard. Or really not do that much work as all, but I still have the foundation set up to still bring in income. And so it essentially breaks down to working out, eating healthy, and just trying to get the blood flowing and not taking breaks effectively and not trying to get distracted too much. And so Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I usually go to the gym for about an hour, and it doesn't have to be that way. You could essentially just go for 15 minutes, just get the blood flowing, and that seems to really help me out as far as productivity goes. And then just like I said, eating healthy and everything. And so I highly recommend you do that, especially if you're trying to get a lot of work done in a short amount of time, and you got only so much time limited. Then I really recommend trying to do some of these productivity hacks to get you going. And so enough of that. Let's jump inside of my computer. Essentially, we're going to be talking about marketing the deal, obviously the caption of the video and whatnot, but there are 4 or 5 steps that I usually take every time I get the deal under contract. And so I'm going to be walking you guys through exactly step by step how I do it myself. And so first of all, I usually start with the cash buyers list that I already have. And so some of you guys may not have any cash buyers whatsoever. But what I would like to do is I have this kind of template that I email. Maybe I'll show you guys it in a future video. And essentially what it goes over is, first of all, it has pictures of the property, and then we kind of say what's going on with the property. Obviously you want to point out all the negatives, because the more negatives you point out, the more honest you're being, and the less of a chance that you're going to have a deal fall through because they found out something that they didn't like inside of the property. And so you just want to lay everything out there so that way everybody understands. And then on top of that, I usually like to do a kind of suggested assignment price on the deal. Obviously you want to say that this is a contract for assignment, as we're not selling the property. That's kind of illegal when it comes to wholesaling. So we're selling the contract, so you want to specify that inside of there that we are flipping the contract. So basically just saying contract for assignment and then suggested retail price. And so for example, if I got the deal under contract for, let's say, $200,000 and I want to sell it for $210,000, I wouldn't say anything about the $200,000 on there. I would just say, hey, it's gonna suggested assignment price is $210,000. The reason why I do suggested is because I also put inside of their highest and greatest offer. So basically I'm letting people bid it up, so that way I can kind of make the most money as possible inside of my deals. Also inside of there, you want to probably try to write down what the repairs are going to cost inside the property from your walkthrough. And it's better to be over exaggerate things than underestimate things. And what I mean by that is I would rather say it costs way more than it actually does, rather than saying it costs less than what it actually does. And what that'll do is it'll really build up the connection with these cash buyers, as you are actually presenting them legit deals and you're being humble with what you have in front of them. And so you can also apply that if you write down like the rent on there and everything else as well. Now, if you have less than 250 cash buyers, what I would recommend that you do is I want you to call all of your cash buyers. I know it's tedious, it's a lot of work, but this is going to provide you massive education. And on top of that, it's going to figure out who wants the deal specifically, and it'll get it in front of their face rather than an email, which the click-through rate isn't exactly 100%. And so everybody listens to their voicemails minimum, and then if you talk to them on the phone, that's obviously going to be the best bet. And so one more thing I actually forgot to put inside of here. Here, I'll create a little new slide real quick. And that is, I usually like to text cash buyers. The reason being for texting is, first of all, who doesn't open their text messages? So you get like a high click-through rate. It's usually like 99%, because everybody reads their text messages, as long as you have valid numbers, obviously. But essentially what you want to do is you want to text the deal out, and you can actually just, if you're using MailChimp, you can just send a link of the MailChimp, and they can open that up in their text messages and get direct access to everything. And so that's what we do. We send out a text blast, and you can either use like Call Loop, or if you're using the service Call Fire, they have a free service inside of theirs if you're already paying for their phone systems. There's a couple others as well. I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but that is very, very effective. And so now that those first three, obviously it's effective if you have a cash buyers list. But let's say you don't have a cash buyers list at all. I recommend you jump inside of some Facebook groups, and you kind of post your deal inside of them. And I would usually do a whole bunch, like a variety of groups. Like I would use like a few national groups. Like there's some that are like cash buyers, JV deals, and investors, or there's a lot of investor groups that you can post your deals inside of. And then obviously you want to post your property, your contract for assignment inside of some local groups as well. And so, like, let's say that you live in Los Angeles. I would just Google Los Angeles real estate, or search inside Facebook Los Angeles real estate, and see what exactly comes up, and join those groups and post your deals inside of there. And especially the investor groups. And obviously that will get you a few cash buyers on your list, as well as maybe a few people interested. And so that's what I usually do for my deals no matter what. Just gets more eyes on it, and the possibility of a bigger assignment fee for me, essentially. And so on top of that, what I like to do is make a Craigslist post. And so the Craigslist, you don't need to overcomplicate it. Just basically copy the same email, template that you created for your cash buyers list that you emailed. And so I highly recommend using MailChimp for all of this. And then Craigslist obviously has their own kind of format. But what's nice about MailChimp is you can just create this little this write-up on the property, and then you can just copy the link. You don't have to email it to people specifically, and you can just forward this link to people, and then they can just check it out themselves. And so what I usually like to do is kind of copy that format of the MailChimp and put it inside of the Craigslist post. And then at the heading, I would just say, looking for cash buyer, in like all caps, put some exclamation points, need to sell quickly. And I would really just harp on that you're looking for cash buyers and people that are ready to close quickly. All right, so that is essentially the 5 different ways that I market a deal once I get it under contract. I know there's a lot more ways out there, but that's how I do it, and it works. So why change it? Why fix it if it works? And so there's a lot more ways out there, but at the end of the day, all that matters is you find a buyer to get it for that deal that you got under contract, and you're gonna have to hustle a little bit, especially if you don't have that big of a cash buyers list. And so if you haven't already, make sure you join the fam, join the gang by hitting that nice looking subscribe button down below. Highly appreciate that. Love the support. Thank you guys for supporting me. Those of you that have been following since day one, we got a lot of days to go for this channel, and I'm actually trying to upload for a whole year straight every day. And so today is actually the 1 month marker, and like today's the 31st day of uploading videos. And so it's crazy to me that it's been that many days, and I'm very excited for the future. As like just a short amount of time that I've been doing this, I've been able to see the growth, and I can only imagine what is next to come for this channel. And so, also, if you guys like today's video, please drop a thumbs up down below. Highly appreciate that. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, drop it down in the comments down below. I'll read them, maybe reply to them, maybe like them, maybe heart them. I don't know. We'll see how that one goes. But if you guys have any specific questions, like you guys need help with real estate wholesaling, or you guys want to just talk to me, hit me up on Instagram or Facebook. Both those links are always down in the description of my videos. I probably shout them out every time. But don't be shy. Don't be afraid. I don't bite. Hit me up if you want some help. And as far as the questions, they do need to be a little bit specific. If you want me, don't just ask me how to wholesale houses. Can you teach me the whole process? I have not thousands of YouTube videos, but I have like over 50 videos talking about, majority of them talking about real estate wholesaling and investing, and some of them that literally walk you through step by step exactly what wholesaling is. And so go look at those if you want to know how to wholesale houses. But if you have specific questions, like very personal or specific when it comes to the business industry, feel free to hit me up and I will answer them appropriately. And so, like always, I'm uploading YouTube every day, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace!